Hello everyone. So a lot of you have asked me multiple times, Ravi, can you please help me set up IntelliJ? And I keep telling them, it is obviously a bit difficult for me to create the same video again. I can, but what I will do today, I will quickly show you. I'll give you directions. I'm not really going to do a setup again, but I'll give you directions so that it will help you. Now, first of all, I have covered this previously. So if you go to my website ravisagar.in, or if you go to my channel, just search for IntelliJ, right? And if you search for IntelliJ, you will find a couple of videos like local development environment with IntelliJ on Arch Linux, perfect IntelliJ setup. So if you search for this, or if you look for this perfect IntelliJ setup for Groovy scripts, you'll basically find everything that you need to know, to be honest. But today I thought I'll probably talk about and maybe briefly show you. So basically what I do, so what I used to do in the past, I used to use Adaptivist, Scriptrunner sample. So they used to provide like a sample repo which you can clone, and then you can basically spin up your own Jira instance. So basically what you need is that I'm not really sure if they're still doing it. Maybe not. Maybe they are. Maybe they are not. I'm not sure. But I don't really use that because I have a better solution. Now, if you ever developed Jira apps on Jira Data Center, then basically you can do the exact same thing, and then you can have your own local environment. So if you go to Google. After you watch my videos, just go to google.com and search for Atlassian SDK, right? So basically you need this software developer kit, which is, to be honest, if you ever developed any Java based application, I'm sure you will find this very similar to, to basically the way you would develop apps on those platforms. Right now, Atlassian SDK is what I use, and it works really well for me for a few reasons. And what I do, of course, I spin up my own Jira instance. Now, the way I spin up my own Jira instance is I have like in my pom.xml, and again, not really ask me what is pom.xml because I don't know how to explain it. Pom.xml is basically your config file for like a lot of Java-based applications. I think if you develop Android apps, you basically have the same thing. Now, if you have this SDK installed on your local computer, and to be honest, it will work for Windows, it will work for Mac, it will also work for Linux. If you're on Linux, most likely you will find Atlassian SDK in your package manager. That is what I do. I think I use I use Arch Linux. So if I search for Atlassian SDK, I think it is in the is it in the repository or the package manager? Let me just quickly check one of my install Ravi Arch install script. So I have this script which I use where SDK. Okay. So it's not in the Pacman. You won't find it in using Pacman. If you're using Arch, you'll find it using AUR, or basically it's like a separate thing that you can. Basically you can install any application on Arch Linux. But again, the point is that you can install SDK easily. So you can of course search for the instructions. If you go to this site, look for download the SDK instructions setting, whatever. You'll find everything here. You will find the installer for Windows. You'll find the installer for Mac. You of course need a Java, and it will basically take care of these things for you. But just refer to this. I think they have given you wonderful instructions like how to install it on Red Hat, CentOS, Fedora, or using Homebrew on Mac. And by the end of this page, or after you follow the instructions, you will have basically a working SDK. Now the next thing is, of course, you have to install it, and when you install it, you can then spin up a Jira instance, or like a local Jira instance. So you have to basically run Atlas atlas run, I guess, and go to the directory and run atlas run, and you will have like a Jira instance up and running. Now the next thing is, when you have your Jira instance up and running using Atlassian SDK, you can then play with the pom.xml. Now what I do, because I mean, good thing about pom.xml is that you can tell pom.xml to install some dependencies or install some, in my case, of course, Scriptrunner. So whenever I run my Jira instance using, or basically whenever I do Atlas run, because I have this dependency here, Groovy Runner, it will bring in Scriptrunner from Atlassian's, not Atlassian, but Activist. I think they have somewhere. I think they have. I think in the dependency section, like the path or I think it will probably bring it somehow. I don't know exactly how it works, but you can then specify the version. So in my configuration here, I can specify what Jira version I want. I can specify what GST version I want. I can specify software version, and based on these versions, of course, you have to figure out the exact version, compatible version, which of course is not really changing every day. So if I need like a new version of Scriptrunner, I can just come here and I can, of course, modify it, and then I have like a Jira instance up and running with these plugins. Of course, you have to also, so basically you can, this is what I was talking about. I think you have to specify here the Nexus URL from where I think it will bring in. And I think it took me a while to figure out this thing. Of course, I'm telling you right now, but you can also search online. You will find plenty of like resources online. So once you have this, just do an Atlas run. In the beginning, I would say you run Atlas run on a blank Jira. I mean, not blank, but like without any playing around. And then you have to specify these things like the URLs in the repository, and that is it, right? So once you have these things set up, run your Atlas run. You will have a Jira instance with like a wonderful environment. Now, few of the things, you most likely this will be enough. And once you have this set up, you can of course use IntelliJ. I think you have to specify few other things. I think you can refer to my other video, but the thing is that most likely this should be enough, and you'll basically have the autocomplete. I think in the IntelliJ configuration, you have to specify the Java version in the project configuration, and that is it. To be honest, that is all you need to do. And this, because we are doing this using Atlassian SDK, it will give you access to all the Jira Java APIs, and that is like a wonderful thing, right? Because you can then you can basically then have like a wonderful local setup where the moment you type in component accessor, it will give you access to all the classes, and it will do the autocomplete for you. You can actually write code much faster as compared to writing it on script editor, which is not bad, but script editor is, of course, it's not that fast. It is good, it is all right, but it is not like super fast as compared to having your own local IntelliJ setup. And I think that is why people use IntelliJ. And I thought I'll probably talk about these things, because these things of course will help you, and it will speed up your development process. Now, I was talking about this thing. If you go to your project settings, for example, let me show you from the beginning. So if you go to the project structure and SDK, I think the only thing which I did is I specified what Java version I need to use. So I'm using right now this Temurin 11. And I think if you're using IntelliJ will actually help you install this. And because you can actually add one here. Let me just try to bring in why it is not showing up on this one. So you can actually add a JDK, and it will, or maybe download a JDK if you want. And you can of course specify here the version, and that is it. I thought I'll probably again, I'm not really going to give you like a in-depth tutorial on this, because it will take some time. I just want to give you direction. I recommend doing it yourself, because if you do it yourself, you will learn a lot of things, right? If you have like a ready-made solution, then you will never really learn. So again, the key here is to use Atlassian SDK. That is it. That is all you need to do, and it is super simple. Just install Atlassian SDK, configure Java. If you're using IntelliJ, it will of course do the things for you, and that is it. You're up and running. And then of course modify the POM. And if you search online, I guarantee you will find plenty of examples. If you can't, just ping me. I will also share my pom.xml. I think I did. I'll double check. Anyway, so that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video. All right. I hope you found this video useful and you learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.